honored director of our International Center of Indic Studies, dear Professor Valdis Pīrāgs, please.
Good afternoon, dear friends and dignitaries, both on podium and in the auditorium. I will try to introduce you to our joint project on cross-cultural differences in time perception. And you may ask, what is the connection between time perception and yoga? And believe me, there is a very close connection. And one of the deepest aims of all spiritual and mental exercises, including yoga, is to calm down the chaotic perception of time. And my mission today is to make you familiar with our approach, and our approach as a very science and research-oriented university is to try to understand different phenomena with the tools both of traditional and modern science. And by traditional science, I mean yoga and other Indic sciences as well. Well, as you see, this is still the project. It's not funded yet, but we applied for the funding to the Latvian Science Council, which is, I would say, the most representable founding agency in Latvia. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the evaluation of the project will be not local, but international. So we are looking forward for really high-level expertise and hopefully positive evaluation of this project. And this is really a truly multidisciplinary project. And on the bottom of the slide, you see 4 faculties. And in the newly consolidated structure of the University of Latvia, we have only 6 faculties. So 4 out of 6 are involved in this project, and this is really one great achievement. And I will start from the head of the project, which is Professor Klaviņš, sitting here. And although he at that at the time of writing, he was in China, but really the collaboration was effective, and he is from the Faculty of Humanities. And Jurgis Šilters is a professor from Department of from the Faculty of Science and Technology, head of the Laboratory of Perceptual and Cognitive Systems here, and also Līga Zariņa. She is associated professor at the same lab, and Professor Brashko is from the Faculty of Education, Sciences and Psychology. Indriķis Krams is, and myself, we are both from Faculty of Medicine and Life Sciences, Department of Biology and Medicine. But I'm also glad to be director of the Center of Indic Studies at the Faculty of Humanities. And last not least, Arnis Siliņš is our generator of ideas, and actually many interesting ideas are coming from him, including this. And let me start in the time remaining by introduction. What is the time perception and why it's important for yoga and for modern life as well. It includes a broad range of phenomena, as you know, including simultaneity, temporal order, and perception of duration. And all three components are measurable by modern tools in science. And intuitively, we have two distinct experiential states. So just coming from our intuition and understanding of life, we have this very common problem of time scarcity. And on this picture from one of the leading Western journals, The Economist, you see how the artist is depicting the chaotic life of the human beings currently, which is far away from the traditional way of living. And we are fighting every day with a feeling of being late or overwhelmed, which leads to enormous stress and cognitive overload. So in many times, not the overload of information, but this poorly or not understandable management of the time itself is the root cause of the problem. And on the other hand, we have this common understanding what harmonious time state means. And it means that we are feeling all the time to be on the right time, despite what the clock is showing us. And it is fostering the sense of flow, well-being, and resilience, all three important categories of the quality of life. On the other hand, the differences in time perception is causing a lot of problems in communication between people, not only between old and young, as we usually are recognizing, but also between people from global south, including India, and global north, including Latvia. Then we have problems also with chronotype. You saw, all of you belong to different chronotypes, as you know. What does it mean, chronotype? It means, are you standing up early and be active and positive in the early hours of the day? Or are you sleepy and lazy in the morning and waking up in the afternoon and being active till the midnight? So those are the two extremes of chronotypes. And many social problems are caused because we are not recognizing and we are not respecting those differences among us. So those are three main problems we will face in our project. So what kind of data will we gather? First of all, of course, the demography. As I said, young and old people have different time perception. Then we will analyze the differences between Latvian and Indian samples. And we are quite happy that we have a growing Indian community in Latvia, mainly students. And students are enthusiastic to participate in different projects. But we are aiming also to go to India itself and to both North and South India, which is quite different. Also in terms of time perception. well, and then the impact. And we hope that the study results will allow us to really compare different subgroups of population, both in India and Latvia, and how the time perception influenced quality of life, emotions, and culture itself. Well, I will not read everything which is there, but interestingly, to follow up those ideas, we have to really look in the 20th or probably even in the 19th century. And to my knowledge, one of the leaders in this respect is Professor or Sir Richard Donald Lewis. He's quite old, but still alive, as I understand. And he is a professor in communication and also writer and social theorist. But he is dividing, similarly to many attempts, that in terms of time reception and behavior, we all belong globally to three distinct groups. One is so-called linear active, the second is multi-active, and the third is a reactive group. And you may read, and I will not read all those criteria for belonging to three different groups, but you can read it and understand to which group you belong. Usually, Europeans are belonging to this linear active group, according to Professor Lewis. And this is quite interesting attempt to subclassify cultures around the globe in three distinct groups. And as I said, here is Latvia and Sweden in green, and we are very close to this extreme linear active time approach, time perception, sorry, to which Germany, Switzerland, and Luxembourg as the most clearly defined the populations are. And then we have a reactive pole, and to this pole of time perception belongs mainly East and South Asian people, and India is somehow between this reactive and multi-acting, multi-active time perception. And this pole is represented mainly by South Americans and also many African nations. And on this map you see where those populations are living. And as you may understand, this European type or linear active time perception are in minority, and mainly in the global north. Yeah, what is the linear time perception? Linear time perception means that we are projecting the past over present to the future, and we somehow are by illusion thinking that we can do the same things as in the past, in the present, and that will follow in the in the future. We are extrapolating events. And this is so familiar to us that we are really not recognizing that something different may be. And this is one interesting example. Sorry, I didn't translate it, but it's especially in United States, people are very much relying how much US dollars they have on their bank accounts. And in order to get those in this case, 4 million US dollars to buy the house and to have a decent life. Usually people calculate how much per hour they should earn. And they assume that every day when they will work at the same intensity and the same salary, they will get to this 4 million US dollar achievement. Also very natural and familiar way of thinking, at least in Latvia. But there is another time perception, so-called multi-active, that the theory and the reality are diverting. And this is very typical for global South. People from the mentality with in South America and also Africa, at least from my own experience, because I've traveled a lot. And this is also a simplified example. According to this time perception, you may plan in theory that your day-to-day schedule will look like this. So many meetings and then lunch and then another set of meetings. But in reality, people with this kind of time perception are not worrying about that the time is flowing differently. So they may have the first meeting not at 10 o'clock, but at 10:30, then lunch 2 times later, 2 hours later, sorry, and then probably the last meetings will be cancelled. And for people with linear approach to the time planning, they will become really furious and angry. I know my colleagues which are really seeing that this is not acceptable, but this is perfectly acceptable for people with different time perception. And finally, the cyclic or reactive time perception. And this is this type is very characteristic for many Asian countries. I assume also India, from my experience, that and the main difference is that the time is cyclic, as the headline says. It's not linear. So many things which are happening already happened in the past. And the most importantly, the things which happened in the past. We all know that the term karma are directly influencing our future. And we in Latvia and in Europe, we are not respecting this, that people could think in such a way that not our efforts, not our everyday working hours, but our karma, our past, is predicting what will